Hi, boys and girls. Today's thoughts. Today is kind of muddy. We got an oil leak down in Florida that potentially is the biggest disaster that's ever befalled the United States. And it's kind of ironic, back during Bush's administration and during the campaign, the Republicans are going drill, baby, drill. And of course, the lefties, myself, and our candidate, Mr. Obama, said, we need clean energy. We need to relieve our dependence on foreign oil and such as that. So. And I thought that when Obama got in office that, this would be the tack we took. In fact, it basically has been. He's instigated quite a few programs that should enhance our ability to get away from our dependence on oil. But here about a month ago, I think he acquiesced to pressure. And it's sad because he strikes me as a fairly disciplined guy, and he doesn't acquiesce easily. But he said, we're gonna start drilling offshore. We're gonna relieve the dependency on foreign oil, and we're gonna use our own resources. I believe that this well that's blowed out down there in the Gulf was in the process long before he made this announcement, but it's a fairly dramatic policy change. So he makes his announcement, and about 30 days later, this thing explodes down there. I think the drilling rig that they were using is the world's largest, huge thing, caught on fire, incinerated about 11 people, and of course, then it sank. Of course, this is not news to anybody that watches TV or listens to the news. We all know this, but when it sank, of course, it just evidently destroyed our ability to shut off this gusher, this blowout. So there's about 100,000, 200,000 million barrels. There is an open wound in the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico that is spewing oil. And I understand under this open wound, there's a chamber down there that's got multiple millions of gallons of oil. I mean, this thing will keep feeding for who knows how long, unless they can get it shut off. The slick today is supposed to hit Louisiana, Mississippi coast. I read on the web last night that there's a real possibility that this thing will get into the Gulf Stream. The current in the Gulf Stream go around the tip of Florida and up the East Coast. And I didn't read anything about this, but I know enough about the weather patterns to know that if you put an oil slick over the Gulf Stream for any period of time, this could do some dramatic things to weather. I mean, I don't know about another ice age or something, but it can be a disaster of epic proportions. I mean, make Katrina and anything we ever encountered just look like small-time stuff. So they have said that they're beginning to believe the only way that they can slow this thing down is to drill another well to relieve the pressure. And I think my man needs to issue an executive order to drill, baby, drill. I mean, get in beside that thing now, and at least try to as soon as possible to relieve the pressure on this thing and slow down this flow, because it's not going to stop by itself. My guess is that although the righties and Republicans and Tea Party guys were the ones that were screaming, drill, baby, drill, that when this all rinses down, they're gonna blame Obama. They're gonna say it's his fault. They'll spin it and try to use it against him. And I think that's a shame. I think it's just a sad coincidence that this thing happened. So it's not a coincidence. It happened at the time frame in which it happened. So I'm hoping that they get the thing under control. I want to also comment on something that really just shocked me. You know, I've been talking about the Tea Party and the guys toting guns and, you know, taking back their country and stuff like that. I was talking to an acquaintance of mine, and we were talking politics. You know, he's one of these people that you know, the government's the problem, and of course I try to explain to him that we are the government. I mean, he and I and the people that go out and elect these fellas. But during the conversation, he said, "Do you know?" He said, "The government is the reason that Timothy McVeigh was driven to do what he did," which of course just floored me, because the implication was that what Timothy McVeigh did was, you know, it was justified. You know, poor devil, you know, he just got to his wits' end and went and blew up 200 or 300 people. I wish I'd have had a picture of that fireman with that little girl in his arms that died in that blast up there. But I find it so amazing that there's obviously a fairly large spectrum of the country that believes that the only real recourse they have is to go out and kill, pillage, you know, that people are justified. The fellow down in Austin flew his plane into the IRS building down there, you know, nobody really knows why he did it. He was having a contest with the IRS, and he was obviously mad, and he couldn't win, so he was, "I'll show you," and he flew into the building. I mean, I understand that. But we don't know for a fact that he had any real valid reason to do it. He was just mad. And, you know, what are we coming to? When people think that in this society that we have, where we actually do control our destiny by the vote, what are we coming to when they think that in lieu of taking advantage of the system, that they have a right to go out and kill people and blow things up? I mean, it's a shame. So I don't have any answer for it, and I'll probably talk more about it, but I almost feel like, what was it, hating picture? It was the chicken, the sky is falling. I mean, it makes you wonder. Anyway, food for thought, folks. I'll come back when I've got some solutions, which of course I don't have.